Hi everyone, my name is Eric Wiesenauer. I will be discussing Deuteronomy chapters 8, 9, and 10. In chapter 8, God wants Israel to understand that what happens to them is from the Lord, both good and bad. Good things are often given as a reward for following his commands. In verse 1, Moses states, "The whole commandment you shall be careful to do, that you may live and multiply and go in and possess the land." He also provides two reasons for the bad things God provides: to test whether they would keep his commandments, and to discipline them when they did not. Yet even through these tests and disciplines, he still provides manna in the desert and did not allow their clothes to wear out. Even through those bad times, God still provided good things and took care of the people. This has direct application for believers today, as these points are reiterated in the New Testament. Hebrews 12 states it is for discipline that you have to endure. God is treating you as sons. For what son is there that his father does not discipline? And again in 1 Peter 4, he states, "Do not be surprised at the fiery trial when it comes upon you to test you, as though something strange were happening to you. But rejoice insofar as you share Christ's sufferings." So even the trials and disciplines are for our good. In fact, Romans 8 says that all things work for the good of those who love God and are called according to his purposes. God warns Israel not to forget him after he provides all the good things in the land they are about to enter. He says in chapter 8, verse 17 of Deuteronomy, "Beware lest you say in your heart, my power and the might of my hand have gotten me this wealth." He knows it is because of the prideful human condition that we often take credit for the things we do not deserve. Yet, who are we to deny God the credit that he deserves? In chapter 9, the people are warned again not to fear or not to forget God. This time it's because of the victory they're about to have over the people of Canaan. They're not to credit their own strength or righteousness for their success. Even though Israel is great in number, the Canaanites are far more numerous, stronger, and have fortified cities. Even though the Canaanites serve other gods, God says that the Israelites are a stubborn and rebellious people. Moses tells them that God is driving the Canaanites out of the land for two reasons: the evil they have done and the covenant he made with Abraham. It is certainly not because of Israel's righteousness. Moses spends the rest of chapter 9 recounting the incident with the golden calf as an example of Israel's unrighteousness. Now, I don't want to gloss over this account because it describes just how extreme unfaithfulness to God is. The emotion that Moses expresses in retelling this story is unlike anything we see in the Exodus account. We see more clearly the immense anger that God has toward the people, wanting to destroy them. Then we see the desperation of Moses as he spends 40 days and nights prostrate before the Lord, interceding for the people and specifically for Aaron. Moses then makes mention of 4 other instances where the people rebelled against the Lord and where he was ready to destroy them. But Moses continued to intercede for them, and God listened. So it was certainly not for their righteousness that they would be conquering the Canaanites, right? It was not because Israel was righteous. In fact, it was because of their great unrighteousness that he nearly destroyed them these 5 times. And yet, after all this, God is merciful. He fed them, clothed them, guided them, forgave them, and is about to destroy a great multitude of people before them in order to give them this great land flowing with milk and honey. Moses concludes chapter 10 by explaining God's provision of the law and describes that what the people ought to do in response. They're to fear the Lord, to walk in all his ways, to love him, serve him, keep his commandments. He describes this as circumcising the heart, a true act of humility before the Lord. He concludes by saying, "Your fathers went down to Egypt 70 persons, and now the Lord your God has made you as numerous as the stars of heaven." This great statement confirms God's faithfulness to honor his end of the covenant. Now it's time for the people to honor him.